Hey, what's up, folks? Hang on a second. Mic is on. Elgato thing is on. Alrighty. Not gonna start gotchaing yet. First, I need to do stuff. I guess I need to check out a preview. Do they actually show in preview? Yes, they do. Anomaly mastery and proficiency. Gotcha. Okay, so that means what I should do okay. Normally that would be 2, 6, 6, 9, 15, 30, 60. Okay. And as of now, I have 40, so I just need 20. And it's burnout season for this material, so I shall grab it. I just need to do 2 runs then. Two runs.
하나도 안 아파. 아직 안 끝났어. 장난칠 시간이에요. 넌 신년에 닿은 거야. 죄를 인정하지? 이 기술 어때요? 내가 신문해볼게. 깔끔했지? 시간 다 됐어. 작은 서프라이즈야.
Nice. Excuse me.
겁먹고 울진 않아서요. 조심해. 원본 도착. 어때요? 이런 거 좋아요? 집결 사용한다. 겁먹고 울진 않아서요. 내가 힘내볼게. 다 끝났지? 시간 다. 넌 심연에 닿은 거야. 자자, 긴장하지 마세요. 여기 역전이네. 굵직고 공격. 정말 무례하다. 깜짝 놀라지 않게 조심하세요. 하늘이 너무 가했나?
Slash. All right, the remaining bit. I'm thinking W engine EXP because I feel like I don't have enough of that. Do I? Probably not. It's like the least kind of item I ever pick up. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Hang on. Yeah, very. Go, Corin, I believe in you. Bam. And put it to 100. And we do it again. Uh-oh. Fire alarm. Okay, alarm is off. I was like waiting for the alarm to go silent. They took a little longer than usual, but okay. It was just a test. They do this like every month. Anyways, so I believe that is that for now. But what I can do. But now comes the fun part. The gotcha. Let's see. Since I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna go to a place where a ritual must be done. Well, not a ritual, but more like a good spot for the occasion before pulling the gotcha. But before I do that, let me just quickly check something. Ah. Okay. I haven't done this yet. And it's going to be updated soon, so I might as well start doing the deadly assault soon. Alright, no, I just want to check that. So I'm thinking... I think the best place to do it... Also, what's going on? Hang on. Ah, right. New event. Where shall I do it? Where can thou start to do... Where is a good place to do the gotcha spot? Maybe by the shore here? Yeah, probably. See sharks on the other end. Anyways, let me begin. And I'm thinking, since I have plenty, I might try to go for this one. Maybe. Got some A rank W engines. Let me check something real quick. Sorry. Where is that? Okay, so it's only at 3 stars. So that's good. All right. Oh, wait. Let's start with this one. I already got this bang boo. Oh, AAA. Okay. Okay, now let me begin. How many rolls? Will it be early, or will it be at the guaranteed? Will I lose at 50-50, or pure dumb luck? Begin. Starting with the first 20 that I got, that I saved. Only 1A. How did Nicole get in here? Her rate is not up. Double A. Thanks. Alright, now it's time to use my very own polychromes. Alright, double A's again. $57 till guaranteed. $1A. Oh, okay, good. Got that. Just on one more and then it'll be 5 stars. I've been waiting a long time to finally use my polychromes. Jeez. And I was also planning something for the duplicates that I have. Alright, definitely after a couple of 10 per pulls, I think it's guaranteed that I'm gonna reach close to the guaranteed or on the guaranteed. But that still determines whether I get the whatchamacallit, the 50-50. I don't think there's I actually don't recall when's the last time I had a pity. Alright, here it is. Close to the guaranteed. Oh, damn, double S. Okay, let's see. One by one. Hello, Piper. It could also be a W engine for all I know. This is why you don't celebrate just because you assume. Alright. 50-50 on my side. But then now what's the other S? What or who? Nekomiya. Cat. And quite the irony, because now that I have that thing you get for duplicates, I have plenty enough to get Nekomiya's own unique W engine from the store, from the signal shop. Right? It's like 600. So, yes, confirm. Haha! Although that means I have to level that up, so I'm gonna have to do that. Ah, yes, now that Alice has been released, this also means she gets her summer outfit. I'm thinking about it. Speaking of which, W engines. This is what I was thinking about. And I have never pulled a W engine, if I recall. So, and I believe even W engines have 50-50 losses, so I still have plenty. I was thinking of saving it, but I am obligated to actually pull for the W engine banner. I actually have barely any spares in terms of anomaly characters. AAA. If I don't get the W engine, then that's fine. Then at that point, I'll probably just stop. I don't wanna spend any extra more after that. Double A. Alright, this one looks like it's gonna be another guaranteed reach. But once it gets to that, it'll be it's 50-50 right there. When's it says 5 till A. When did I pull 5? Whoa, quadruple. Alright, let's see. It'd be funny if it was a character. It's like a S-rank agent on a W engine banner. Inconceivable. Alright, got it. Alright, and from there, that's where I stop. Oh, but I have enough for this. And this. Probably get some Denny's from here. With the current amount of polychromes that I have, that is worth of 76 encrypted master tapes. Hang on. I have enough for 10, but let's do 1. I'll do 1, and then 10. On the permanent. Double A, not bad. Oh my god, how many times have I gotten Nicole? She was already at M6 for already more than not too long ago. Alright, so first things first, I have like W engines to carry forward. Starting off with this. Confirm. Now it's 5-star. As for the rest... Oh wait, hang on. Okay. And then... what was the other one? Oh, that one... Is it already a 5? Yeah, it's already a 5. Okay, so nope. All the extras are gonna be scrapped. Where did this one come from? Where did this one come from? It's a defense. Anyways. Let's recycle. Yes. Recycle. Yes. Oh, whoops. Recycle. Yes. And these ones too. These ones. Holy smokes. That's a lot of duplicated of S. A rank 17. Awaken M3 Nekomiya. This level 3 usually is what? I mean, M3 is what is it? Attack, dodge, special chain, +2 level cap increase. And now she doesn't need this anymore. Now she has her very own W engine. But one W engine at a time. Before I lose my mind, where is it? Here. Auto add. Get the free stuff. She is already now at 60. Next is the passive core skill. Oof. I'm feeling the Denny's already coming down. Ah. Alright, so this is the part where I... Okay, okay. But what about Nekomiya? How much can I go far with this? Not that far, because I gotta farm for that. Okay, okay. Now her highlight is anomaly and proficiency and attack. But let me look at her core skill. Any squad member inflicts anomaly equal to her original physical. Of the original. When Alice triggers assault on an enemy, her physical anomaly build-up rate increases 25% for 30 seconds. No idea what that means. My brain not feeling it. What does the 4-piece do? So it definitely... I don't think it shows recommended, yeah. No. Let me go to the Bardic Needle. We just need to read the thing. The disk drives. So I feel like 4 set bonus of those would benefit. But then what would the 2-piece be for? Physical? I mean, maybe. I have a feeling that would work. Or should I do energy? Days and no, HP. Or this one. Excuse me. I'll keep that for now. Maybe that one I'll keep. Maybe this one too. Tough call. Oh wait, no, that one. Maybe I'll keep that. Hey Ratchet, what's up? I'm dying from the heat because suddenly my AC went out. That one looks good. No, no. That's a 4. No. Ooh, the tough call. Maybe I'll keep that. Definitely not that one. No. Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, okay. Oh shoot, wait. That reminds me, how many batteries do I have? 8. Dang. That means Nekomiya will have to wait. Let me check again. Anomaly mastery makes sense than physical. Okay, okay. I got Yuzaha last few hours before phase 1 ended. Oh, was it a pity or 50-50? Either case, congrats, dude. Sorry, let me think here. I don't know why my brain is racking up like this is rocket science. It shouldn't be. 50-50. Ah. So yeah, luck. Luck was on your side. And same goes for me. I just got Alice. I had to reach guarantee status. I had to reach to the guarantee number, but it was not pity. It was it was a 50-50. And you know, to be fair, it had to be so because the last two S rank characters that I got, who is a Ju Fufu and Yuzaha, I only got them pure luck out of the first 10, and I thought there's no way a third time is ever gonna happen. And good thing too. But still, it's very nerve-wracking when you know yourself that you're at your 50-50. And when it's 50-50, it's like it could be anything or anybody. Not just characters, but you also have to keep in mind that even on character banners, through 50-50, you can still somehow get a S rank W engine instead of a S rank character. I mean, it happened to me once with what's her name? The young lady with the red hair hammer. But yeah, I felt that, but it wasn't a big loss because I was expecting the anniversary to be like, you know, choose your S rank character of your choice, so it was still a win. Oh. Oh no, that's not good. That looks bad. I got nothing here. Maybe I should lock that. This has to be, yes, anomaly mastery. This has to be physical, I guess. And I got no physicals. This one has to be proficiency. Oh, beautiful. No, that one's locked. Also got the Mindscape, Piper, Anton, and Billy. At full 6 or just a few. I think by now, if you, it doesn't. It feels like it doesn't take long to get the A rank agents to be at their full M6. I mean, yeah, because at the, right as of now, there's not that many A rank characters in ZZZ, so it's pretty much easy to get duplicates. While I was gotching earlier today, just now, I just got Nicole way too many times. Along with Seth and Sukaku. Alright. Alright, let me just think here what to do next. I shall go to get more disc. Maybe this one? Yeah, because it's mastery, so yes, let me teleport there. And use my Victoria housekeeping card. And use all 3. Okay. And then go back to disc. Bardic Needle. And then dismantle any A ranks that I have. And then dismantle anything. Oh my god, this one's good, but it has no proficiency. I'll keep it. I'll keep that. No. No. Oh my god, it's got good substats, but it doesn't have the... It does not have the main stats that I want. Piece of shite. Hang on. Ah, shoot. No, of course not. Does this work? Oh, even Yuzaha needs has that. Ooh, tough call. Maybe I'll just keep it, but don't use it just yet. I gotta just focus on one character, otherwise I'm driving myself insane. Oh, but that's usually my mindset when I hit a roadblock as I'm like dismantling. It's like I'm gonna bump into some good ones for sure. So as much as I would love to keep this, but oh wait, shoot, hold on. 5 what? Oh. Okay, no, I can't replace it. But yeah, no, it's not worth keeping because its HP sucks. And I guess this one too, actually. No. No, definitely not. Never keep the ones that have 2 of the same substats. No. I wish, but no. No. Maybe I'll keep it in case. And that one, no. Get out of here. Go back to inventory. Rank 5 Billy, rank 4 Piper, rank 4 Nicole, and rank 2 Sukaku. If you want to, Sukaku gacha rate has been increased. Or if you're like me, you might end up finishing Nicole's Mindscape before Sukaku. Next to Sukaku, who is it? I think Seth. Seth's gacha rate has also been increased. So yeah, choice is yours. And speaking of choice, in terms of the next character for the rerun is Yanagi, another anomaly type character. She is the one where she excels at causing disorder. And normally you can cause disorder by inflicting 2 different elemental anomalies at the same time. Or not at the same time, when you collide with both. Yanagi doesn't need that. If your enemy is inflicted by 1 at least, her X special can inflict disorder without the need of another element. So that's what she specializes at. Oh, and don't forget, if you have enough of... What do you call that currency again? It's like the Star Glitter Stardust thing, just like in Genshin. Where do you even see that? I don't know what they're called. But yeah, yeah, at the signal shop, similar like to Genshin. If you go to the residual signal, if you go here to the immediate invitation gift for 140 residual signals, you can choose any one of the available S ranks. So unlike Genshin, you don't have to wait for a monthly cycle. This is a free to choose A rank agent as long as you have enough residual signals. again, which is 140. Oh, speaking of which, I have like 300. How much is that? 17. Okay. But yeah, the choice is yours. Because again, the residual signals, just like the Genshin Star Glitter, your choice is there. You either get another S rank agent that you want to get complete their mindscape, save it for saves up to 600 to get the S rank W engine, or for 20 of either encrypted master tape or regular master tape, yeah, you can get those. Oh yeah, don't forget every month fading signal. Just like Genshin, every month it resets. You can get 5 of this and 5 of this. All right, sorry, hold on. So no luck on any of the disk drives, so I'm gonna need to manually create my own. And I will choose physical, right? No, should be attack, because Alice's stat is attack, but physical makes sense. I think I will go with attack. Or no, doesn't make sense. Attack. Attack is highlighted on her main stats, but she's an anomaly. Physical. Let me read back that core skill. Does any of this scale to her attack? When finishing was 3-stage basic attack. Not really. So I guess physical. I guess I should. I'll choose physical. Blah, blah, blah. L3. Confirm. Cue the music. Make me the disc. Damn, that's some good random ass substats. I'll take it. And now change that to. Oh, sorry. Change it to this. It should be slot 2 and 3, right? Let me just make sure. Earlier this morning when I was at Honkai, I made a mistake on buying the wrong light cone. Well, just one of the two. Yeah, so 2 and 3. This one I don't need to use that thing. What's it called again? Or tuning calibrator? No, calibrator. No, you don't. I don't need that. In case you need a reminder, tuning caliber, as you just saw, lets you freely choose the main stats. However, yeah, as usual, like all the Hoyoverse games, substats are just randomly generated, so you'll never know. You freely choose the main stats, but the substats will just be random. So yes, give me slot 2. No. Ooh, okay, I'll take that. Alice is eating good tonight. I mean, today. No. Although I would prefer if one of the substats was proficiency. Like so. Let me do one more. Okay, yeah, no. So dismantle those. Because I'm not keeping that. Okay, alright, Alice, you got it good. Oh, sorry, equip. and then I'll level up later, because now the next thing I want to do, penetration. No, I think this one. Because the next step is the W engine. I need that. Excuse me. But what was it? Not using the recommended disc. Oh no, that's the thing. Every time a new character comes out, there is no recommendation yet because the character just came out. So players are practically just like what I'm doing, are setting up the disc, and then I don't know how long it takes. Genshin takes like almost like 4 or 5 days to get the data collected. ZZZ is like less than that, maybe like 2-3 days. If not, maybe tomorrow, if all the data is compiled fast. So yeah, that tends to happen with every new character. The Hoyoverse basically, you know, they gather data as the days pass, and then when it has enough data, it'll show you what players around the world are using and based on what is considered like the most used, it will show you the percentage. Genshin took a long time to get that option to be a thing. In fact, after 4 years, they finally did it. Honkai already got it. ZZZ got it, I think, a few months after launch. So, yeah. So, but what you can do to get an idea on what disk drives is recommended for the character, there's a lot of ways. One, look up on YouTube. Two, Hoyoverse website, forums, you know, they'll tell you based on leaks of the character's playstyle and data. Because, you know, there are beta testers. They'll tell the world what disk drives are recommended. I am honestly I only looked up on what materials I needed. I didn't even bother reading up what disk drive was recommended. So rather that, I consult to the main stats. Whichever one is highlighted is the one you want to focus on building on, which is a common practice. However, this isn't always like the case. There's always like some folks that will say, yeah, you don't always have to follow what's highlighted. But I guarantee you 90% of the time, yes, if you look at this, see which stats is highlighted, you have to base of all this reflected on what disk drives you need. So, yeah. But aside of disk drives, the next question comes is like, you know, what's the main stats that should be focused on? At least for some characters, it's easy, like Alice, where you just saw anomaly mastery and proficiency was considered as a highlight. That's why I here for slot 5, I was kind of like stumped between attack or physical damage. It would make sense to have it be attack since that's her highlighted stats. But 1, she's an anomaly. 2, she's a physical. So it would make sense to do physical damage. Plus her passive stuff doesn't reflect on scaling on based on how much attack stats she has. If that were the case, then I would have favored attack as the main stats. Because yeah, you know how it is. Some characters, their passive cores, whether it's damage scaling based on how much HP, then of course that's when you make sure all your disk drives, your drive disk main stats are HP. You know, like Genshin. You know, Genshin, if the character's healing skill and burst is scaled off of HP, then you make sure. Then obviously you have to make sure you have your artifacts be HP focused in terms of all the main stats across the board, aside of slot 1 and 2. Slot 1 and 2, as you know, Genshin, it's always HP and then attack respectively. Same thing with ZZZ. Slot 1 is always HP, 2 is attack, and 3 for this game is defense. So you don't have to worry about that, but rather you have to worry about what is the substats for those. It's always 4, 5, and 6 you gotta look out for. It's all a gotcha gamble, hoping for the best that you get the best substats. But even with that, the next thing is when you level up the disk drive. So, because you'll never know when you level up. Each time it reaches to a certain number, you'll never know which substats is gonna get leveled up. And I guess the game gave me the middle finger and just gave me more HP instead of crit damage, but oh well, what can you do? Well, you could go gotcha again for this drive and hope for the best and get the same substats. And then you hope that when you level up, it levels up the right substats. But, you know, I don't bother with that because as long as I have the main stats, that's fine. And it is what it is. But if it bothers you, or, you know, if you go through the VR training, if you think it's not enough, like if you think the substats is not enough, then yeah, your choice. You can go back and hunt gotcha those disk drives again, because something like Anomaly Mastery, in this case, it's not easy to get. You'll more likely get HP, attack, or defense. Which is why Hoyoverse made it so convenient to use the, what's it called again? Tuning Caliber, where you can freely choose the main stats. But, once again, it won't help you on the substats. It's all on the luck of the draw here. But eventually, I feel like the ZZZ team is going to include another new item where you can re-roll the substats. Because both Genshin and Honkai already have those items where you can re-roll the substats. And you can even choose to keep the old one or replace it with the new one. So stay tuned for that. Don't know why it's not implemented into the game just yet, but it's gonna happen eventually. What was I doing next? Oh right, W engine. Modify. I don't know how much I'm gonna need, so let me use batteries. How many? All of them. And as of now, how many do I have? Anomaly. I have none. No, that's not it. Yeah, no, I have none. Really? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, 0. Absolutely none. But how many do I need? Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. As of now, it's at what? Level 20. I need 12 on... Do the math. 22 and then 30. 22 and 30. Okay. Gonna have to try to remember that. 22 and 30. Thank God they give you a preview on how many you need. Genshin doesn't even have that. Or I think it does. Maybe I just wasn't looking at the right page. Go, Corin! I believe in you. I had to like reread, reevaluate what each elemental thing does. So whenever assault occurs, apparently that means the stun gauge increases. Pancakes.
예쁘게 잘릴 수 있어요.
Not that it matters. She's not gonna get that assault. That's okay. You got this. Ow. Man, they are very jumpy today. Eat it! Bam! Sometimes it's fun to just use one character. And before you know it, you start to feel like you're playing a different, like a standalone hack and slash, playing as one character. Let's see, that's 16, so I guess I gotta do another run. Hoyoverse, the Genshin team going out of their way to advertise so many new characters that people are gonna gotcha for. And I have no Primo Gems whatsoever. At the very least, they're gonna do by September, or even beforehand, who knows. Genshin will be 5 years old, 5th anniversary. But if you know the history of Genshin and their lack of anniversary gifts, anniversary compensation, yeah, don't expect too much. But at least it's better than nothing. But you know, for free-to-play players, just yeah, I'm telling you now, don't expect too highly of them. Just take what they offer. But it should be a bigger deal considering it's a whole new region. And a whole set of new characters. But then again, that's kind of the idea with gacha games, you know. They don't want to compensate and offer you too much. They want your microtransaction money. I mean, how else can a free-to-play game earn money? I mean, if you think Genshin had it bad, oh, Wuthering Waves fans had it worse, or just as bad as Genshin. So much so, they had the same treatment. High expectations, but then when it officially came out, or when the showcase happened, Wuthering Waves, Kuro Games be like, oh yeah, you only get one free character. Oh, were you expecting one of them to be the newest character? Oh, haha, as if we're gonna give you the newest character. Also, we're only going to give you free 30 polls. And Genshin fans are like, ha, now you understand what we've been through. 20, sure, it's low, but... Meanwhile, ZZZ, holy shit. It's like Hoyoverse gave so much love to this game. They gave you more chances. I mean, they give you a free S-rank agent of your choosing. And an S-rank W engine of your choice. Honkai had the same deal, but you can only get one S-rank, 5-star character, and that's it. You don't get to choose an S-rank light cone, which is basically equivalent to weapons. Genshin, you only get to pick one 5-star character from the perma banner, and that's it. No weapons, no extra weapons, no 5-star extra weapons. Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah. Well, that's because some teams, you know, they're not all. They may Hoyoverse may be all in one, all 3 games, but I don't know. Maybe different directors, different teams have like different ways of saying thank you for your support. Although I heard from the grapevine, the only reason why Genshin is not getting much compensation is because over the past 4 years, it's been revenuing so much money, they're not offering to give anything back. Rather, they would take all that money that they earned and put it towards future projects. And if that is true, I guess that explain why ZZZ has been getting all the good stuff. From the high budget animation quality, the game itself. I mean, again, that's based on the grapevine. So, who knows? Okay, it's almost there. And I am scared that I'm gonna run out of Denny's. But yeah, one character at a time. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna get this over with. Hang on. Enhance. One character can suck up all of your resources so quickly it hurts. And if you think that's the end of that, nah, man. Next up is the stats. I may have plenty of chips because I've been grinding a heck ton of these, but oh my god, every time that level cap increases, it just gets more expensive. I usually stop at until it gets to like level 9. But considering I have so much of this. Oh, whoops. Do I need to keep the old one? Actually, no. I mean, I might as well. Usually you should always prioritize the skill and the ultimates. Maybe normals because that's the one thing you string the most. Maybe I should do it at 10 actually. Yeah, just take it all. Convert it all, I mean. And then convert it all to the big one, the big boy chips. And then back to... Oh, sorry. Back to character. And... I guess tag. And then, sure, if I have spares, conversion chip thingamajigs. And then I guess I'll get the rest later. How many? Oh my god. What is that? 2.7 million. It's all going down the drain. Then now back to business with this. And then I guess Nekomiya's W engine I will grind tomorrow. Each passing day. But I just also hope I have enough W engines. I mean Denny's. She should be at the top, yeah. What's your deal? Spook Squad. When a character touches a spectral, HP recovers. So this thing is a support type Bangbu. Okay. 2 members. Actually, I haven't even started doing the demo. Maybe I should do that before I think about starting to use Alice. Because all I did during the main story and the summer episode, I was just button mashing. I didn't understand Alice's playstyle that much. Oh yeah, that's right. Now they S-rank Ancients, if you already finished their already did their training, they just give you the reward. You don't have to go through their trial. Well, eventually Genshin will do the same, right? No, probably not. I mean, it's good that they just give you the rewards rather than going through the character demo if you already have them. Alright, show me the way. What do I need to know? After any squad member inflicts physical anomaly on an enemy, Alice deals additional damage for each 0.95 of its active duration equal to the percentage of the original physical anomaly. If the disorder is triggered while the enemy is suffering, that disorder damage multiplier is increased. While when Alice inflicts assault through anomaly buildup, the 5th hit of her next attack, of her next basic attack is enhanced. Inflict when an enemy has inflicted assault, repeatedly press square. So it's just passive, but only when assault is triggered. When Alice's attack hits an enemy or triggers assault through anomaly buildup, she gains blade. I don't know how to pronounce that. When Alice stacks blade to its maximum, she can hold. Okay, this one, yeah, I've seen and done too many times. To unleash a charged basic attack. Upon landing the finishing move, it triggers a special assault called Polarized Assault that ignores anomaly buildup to deal in an instant of assault, which can also interact with other attribute anomalies, including physical anomaly and trigger to trigger a disorder. And then hold. Okay. Free combo, let's go. How come it doesn't mention about using the thing? X attack. Unless X attack is just there too. X attack is just there to help build up the thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Her X attack is just basic, but it helps build up that her personal meter. Well, they weren't kidding when they said she is basically equivalent to Genshin's Kaching. Fast lightning, literally. Swift swords play. She has like 2 stance. When the 2 symbols below light up, it means she is buffed from both stance. Oh, so that's what it means. I thought it just means like she's swapping between. Switches stance. Yeah, you can switch stances between the combos. And holding, yeah, this one is pretty much everyone's favorite. Huh. Okay. Let's try to cause an anomaly build up here. She is the queen of this order. But make sure you build up inflict a anomaly effect before you do that. Otherwise it just behaves like a normal X attack with no effects taking place. Okay, with that. Okay, now I can go back. Okay. Alice is pretty basic, more or less. Eventually I'm gonna have to go back to leveling up these bangbus, but they are costing me. They are costing me my Denny's. That's why I kind of like stopped leveling them up to the max. Plus some resources, resource bumps aside of Denny's. Oh yeah, I didn't actually read her W engine, what it does. Oh no, that was not fun. Oh, so you can use it even in between. Or not at all 3 bars, you can just use like 1 or 2.
연속 공격으로 득점했네요. 어이, 감이 가는 대로. 단번에 꿰뚫어라. 승부는 슬슬 나야겠군요. 다들 학점 투성이네요.
I like how she has somehow a whole spare of swords that she has. Okay, let me go step back for a bit. I know there's like a couple of things I also want to yap about. Evo stuff that was there. I guess I might as well talk about that while I do this. So yes, first thing that comes to mind, Sega actually showed off some more beautiful Virtua Fighter gameplay on what they're currently working on, and I'll just say right off the bat, the frame where the new character gets his tooth kicked off. There's already a game that does something similar to that, minus the tooth flying. If you remember, Dead or Alive 6 had that. Whenever you cause a when you cause a fatal strike at an enemy, full combo, if you have enough meter, the character does like a fatal strike, and then yeah, the same it's in a same way the character's like cheeks go in slow mo, and you see like the punch kick wave, facial expression, and all that. I'm just saying it's kind of going full circle. It's kind of like Sega is taking notes from Dead or Alive, and which is funny because yes, if you know where Dead or Alive came from, Dead or Alive's foundation was created by Sega Virtua Fighter. Anyways, that aside, yeah, it's pretty much shaping up to be really good. And yeah, I definitely look forward to I'm looking forward to more footages. Oh, that's it? I got it. But if I have to take a guess based on that, I think the game is still far from even being done. I will guess the next Virtua Fighter will come out in 2027. That's my honest, realistic take. That's when Sega will have it ready. But on the other hand, I feel like they're going to try to aim for next year. If everything goes well, smoothly, with little to no crunch, then yeah, Sega might try to aim for next year. And in the off chance, I think there's a chance that they'll say it's gonna come out next year. But then in a 180 turn, maybe they'll be like, we need more time, so it's coming out 2027. That's like a third scenario I can easily see happening. So I think that's going to be the possible take. Plus, whatever RGG Studios is working on as well. Like, don't forget, Virtua Fighter is their biggest project. But you have to remember, RGG has another franchise that they are working on, or the one that they have been working on for many years, the Like a Dragon Yakuza series. So I feel like somewhere in between that time, they'll most likely pump out a new Yakuza game. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we see another Yakuza before Virtua Fighter even comes out. But you have to thank Yakuza series because RGG pretty much built the foundation off of that game. And then, hey, they were chosen. They were chosen by the higher ups of Sega and be like, your engine, your graphics, your character design, whatever is beautiful. We should translate that into a fighting game. And it is so. So yeah, I look forward to the progress from the RGG studios. And then what else was at Evo? Capcom showed off. Obviously, they showed off some Street Fighter 6 content. Sagat, as I speak, is now available. So I heard he's quite the beast, as he should be. The Muay Thai fighter expert. Muay Thai fighter expert is living up to people's expectations pretty well. And then we also got a good look at Sea Viper. Mommy, a mercenary agent, is coming back. And she looks good. And speaking of good, yes, the characters are finally getting fresh new costumes. No more Avatar characters getting all the good stuff. Because apparently people are getting sick of the Avatar characters getting all the costumes. But yeah, summer outfits and the ladies all look good. Sea Viper's trailer was leaked earlier. Oops. Leave it up to the internet to already leak things as usual. I mean, can you blame them? I mean, yeah, of course you can. They're in it for the clicks. Before it showed on the PlayStation channel. I only saw the news on my PS5 on my on the menu, just showing up Sea Viper on my main screen. And I don't even have Street Fighter 6. I've only played the demo before the full game came out a long time ago. Alright, that is done. Alright. Where is she? They need to update the layout on the character selection screen. This whole 3 by whatever is very limited. I mean, the only thing they updated is now it's in the order of the factions they're from. But if that were the case, considering that some of these characters have more than 4 characters per faction. In fact, Obo Squad is going to have... Right now they have 3, and they're going to have 2 more members. So they're going to have to change that up. Technically 4. Soldier... Ambi Soldier 0 doesn't count, but her Silver Soldier variation does count as Obo. Sorry, who I'm looking for? I'm looking for Nekomiya. You, young lady, your W engine needs work because I just got it. But I don't have enough batteries, so I'll just have to get... Oh, wait, why did I teleport? I'm already here. So, yeah, I can only work with whatever batteries I have now. Anyways. So, yeah, summer outfits for the characters, and... I see how it is, Capcom. You're taking notes from Dead or Alive, but let's be honest, Dead or Alive had better swimsuit and fan service. Just saying. But hey, still looks good. And Tekken 8, as expected, they did reveal their characters. More than one. They got Armored King. I feel like Armored King was teased initially, right? A long time ago.
유효타군요.
Oh damn, she killed him. And then they also followed up with a teaser of their next newest character. I forgot her name, but right off the bat, I think I speak for everybody. Yes, she pretty much looks exactly like Christy, but it's not Christy. Or maybe it is, and she just changed her name, just like how Julia changed her name for some reason. But no, I think it's a fresh new character, right? Because they didn't reveal her fighting style, right? Although I wouldn't be surprised if she has some sort of like affiliation with Eddie. But she, I will say one thing: she definitely delivers the fan service. Still nothing compared to Dead or Alive. I will die on the Dead or Alive hill. Okay, so yep, 10. And then, what is it again? I have none, so I need 30. And by that time, I am going to run out of... No, I'll probably have enough W engines. But do I have enough W engine chips? The thing to level up the W engine. It's cutting it close. I knew I should have leveled that up. And I knew I was getting Nekomiya's W engine when I had enough residuals. Yet I was foolish to overlook this. Oh well. Keep on grinding, and things will go smoothly. Holy shoot, 48 to 52. I got one tape though. One tape. 4. Yeah, sure, why not? One at a time. What else was there? Tekken 8 did theirs. Oh, and of course, yes, I'm sure the biggest highlight of them all throughout the whole event at EVO, aside of the main show, was Marvel Tokon. We finally got pretty much a good idea of the gameplay now. And then I think a lot of people's opinions have... First they went from high, and then and then, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And what helped boast the hype was the announcement of a closed beta. Now, since it's closed, yes, I did try to apply for the beta, but just like with any closed beta, you'll never know you'll get the invite or not. So, here's hoping that I do get it. And if I don't, that's fine. I'll just wait for an open beta. Because I'm sure they're going to follow it up with an open beta down the road. Whether I play it or not, that's fine. Even just looking at the gameplay is fun. But yes, it does. Yes, I know. That's me coping. I do want to get hands-on with it right away. And it comes out, the closed beta starts next month, I believe, right? Early September. But yeah, based on what I've seen, so a lot of things pretty much answered most of my questions. It didn't leave me with more questions, in fact, other than who's the next character. Because yeah, the demo did not, the build that they currently had at EVO did not have a playable Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, which is unfortunate. I'm sure ARC would have loved, if they had time, they would have loved to add them in. But still, even with the 6 available characters, they still managed to show off pretty much a lot of good stuff. What else? Well, what happened? So yeah, what was it? So yeah, as it turns out, unlocking your 3rd and 4th character is really not much of a hassle. And I have seen the video the Max was fighting with the devs. Yeah, I've seen it. You can still win a match or two with just 2 characters, and it's actually quite scary. And it does feel more. It does look more like a 1v1 more than 4v4. In fact, yeah, the tag team is just a extra mechanic, but rather not just a mechanic as in like, you know, tagging in, causing OTGs and such. You can, as we saw from the previews and such, you know, you can swap in a character to anytime. Oh, not anytime. There is a build up. You have to wait for the character to finish their attack animation, and then yeah, when the prompt shows that you can change, then yeah, you change. But that being said, but when you do change, there's a good chance you could even follow up and continue stringing the combo. And again, even with just just 2 characters, anything is practically possible. You can still have the upper hand, and this is what I mean. When you're the losing character, the losing player, losing a match rewards you your 3rd or 4th character. It's a comeback mechanic. And yet, yeah, it's a comeback mechanic. You're losing, so here's your 3rd, 4th character to give you the upper hand. But does that guarantee you a win? No, it's up to you to utilize the assist program, the assist mechanic. And you know, you can swap a character, stick to the one character you have, and yeah, really, who knows? Maybe you might make a comeback. Maybe you'll have the upper hand, but you'll never know. What if that one player is still winning with just 2 characters? It's no different. It's literally no different than like how in Mortal Kombat, you know, like if you're the winning player, your meter doesn't fill to 100%. It only goes up as far as causing an X breaker. Because the game knows you have the upper hand. Why should it give you 100% super meter? It's like how referencing MKX. You can't do an X-ray without that 100%, but game knows you are winning. You're winning by a landslide. Why should it give you? So in that similar sense with Marvel Tokon, why should the game give you your 3rd and 4th character? You're winning it, man. So yeah, no X factor. Your characters are your X factor, your comeback mechanic. But it's up to you to utilize that edge, that comeback mechanic. And I wouldn't be surprised if a player with only 3 characters could still win, could win over you even when you have 4. So yeah, having 3-4 characters is really not much of a hassle. I don't know why people were, you know, complaining about it. But yeah, seeing is believing. Just how easy it is to get your remaining characters. That aside, yeah, the heavy combos that I've seen, it really shows the potential of what you can do with the right characters, in the right time, right follow-ups. And of course, that's just the beginning. Think about what the final game is going to be like with all of the characters that they're going to throw in. It's going to be... People are going to be at the lab. Oh, speaking of lab, yeah, I did hear that the closed beta will have a offline mode. But what's weird is they're calling it a limited time offline mode. Which is weird. Like, why? Why is that limited, but online it has no limits? Come on, man. Well, not just offline training, but even offline local versus. So I guess Max and the rest of Yo video games will definitely square off with each other before jumping online. But putting it as limited, why? That's kind of dumb. Like, you know, people are still gonna jump online, but gotta keep the offline option available for people to practice. Anywho, anything else was at Evo? Oh, Guilty Gear Strive. Yeah, I do know that they did show off Lucy. Yeah, very flashy and lots of nice references to the anime series Edge Runner. And on top of that, Strive is not finished. They are not. They're going for a 2.0 version of the game. So it looks like Arc is not. They're not gonna work on the next Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. They're gonna continue supporting Strive, which, if I have to safely assume, that means people are still playing Strive and they want more. Rather than, and it makes sense because if there was a declining number of players playing Strive, they would have just ended there with Lucy, and then, you know, throw in some balance patch or whatever and call it a day and start working on the next game. But the fact that their Arc is now developing 2.0, the audience is still strong, so people want more. So I kind of expect another possible season pass. But for now, they're working on whatever they're cooking for, whatever this 2.0 version is going for. That's a funny looking spats. That's fine though. Although, you know, there's always one thing I kind of wonder: why does she need that digital belt that shows her emotions when you can see it literally at her face? Everything about her is symmetrical, except for her eye color. I imagine she was distracted by that. Poor Alice has a habit of keeping things symmetrical. That's why she has a fear of things being asymmetrical. And you know what's funny? I can relate to that. I remember at school, and even at home, with my toys and games, I was always like trying to keep things straight, symmetrical. Even today, when something doesn't seem straight, yeah, it makes me want to adjust it. But Alice takes it a whole lot. It takes it beyond that level. I was expecting Alice to be like more serious, just based on the render when they showed her off first time. But, I mean, yeah, she kind of has that. But what I wasn't expecting was her scaredy cat personality. And her addiction to keeping things symmetrical. You were all prepared for her on day one. Yes, I was. But what I was not prepared for, because this was like a last minute choice, was getting her W engine. Just like Genshin, I usually don't gacha for the weapons W engine. I just go for the characters. But yeah, last minute I was like, yeah, I should do that because I had so many polychrome, so it shouldn't be a setback. But it would have been if I did not get her through the 50-50, or even the W engine through 50-50. It was literally on the luck of the draw. Very much. For both banners. And the other reason why I wanted to gacha the W engine was because I absolutely had no spares. Most of my W engines for anomaly type characters have already been taken up. I had no spares. The choice would have been just, swap the W engines to the active character that I choose. However, the last time I did that, I brought in a character completely without a W engine. And then during that, I was like, why is my character not doing much damage? And then after the match, I was like, oh, right. She has no W engine because I swapped it with another, the last character. And lately, throughout the events, they have not been offering the right W engines. The last W engine they were offering through an event was this. A defense type engine. But there's not that many defense characters. And then there was a... And then I got another defense. And another defense. Where's the attack? Where... They've been lacking... ZZZ team has been lacking on offering limited time event W engines that could give you attack, anomaly, or support. So, yeah. At least it worked out on the luck of the draw that I had enough polychromes. Now, I wish I could do the same for Yanagi's W engine, but I think at this point I would rather save it for the next two members of Obel Squad. Seed and... what's her name? Orphe. I think that's her name. Orphe. Yeah. Orphe, the young lady with two giant metal horns with a talking tail. And Seed, a young lady who rides on a floating scooter, but that's not her playstyle. Her playstyle is actually riding on a mech. Yes, we're finally going to have a playable character where she's not fighting as herself, but piloting a mech. I think I had a screenshot of that. Did I? Or did I miss my opportunity? Hold on, give me a moment. Duh, it's not here. I need to go all the way to my PlayStation gallery. My list of screenshots. Still have some of the old ones. I gotta delete those. Multi-select. I still have screenshots even from way back before 2.0 went live. Ah, shoot, no I didn't. Dang it! I did not save that screenshot. But you can just look it up on YouTube. People have already, recorded, of course, kept their clips. But at least I cleaned up some screenshots that I don't bother keeping. Anyways, yeah, a character, small child, not child. She's like this, almost less the height of Alice, I guess. And yeah, she rides on, she pilots a mech. It's not big. I think it's maybe the same. No, not the same size as the bear characters like Ben. I think maybe a little bit bigger than that. If I had to take a guess, she's probably going to be a defense character. And yes, they are going to be S ranks. There's still no signs of an A rank agent. Oh wait, actually no, wait, sorry. The big guy from the Spook Squad, Manato. He's gonna be A rank, I know. Although I was expecting him to be showing up here, but guess not. Maybe in the next update. Nah, they're gonna make him A rank. They're not gonna swap that between they're not gonna swap ranks between him and Seed. I mean, come on. Look at this roster. Majority of them are S rank agents, the females, and not that many males are A ranks. Not that, I mean S ranks. Huh? What's highlighted on the store? Oh, right, no, just Alice's outfit. I could get it if I wanted to. It's at discount right now. But I will think on that. Let's see. I wanted to do something. Go to the VR training. Excuse me. Even for NPCs, those tights are very tight. Very, very tight. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry, I need to check my dryer. I was drying stuff today. My dryer. Hallelujah, the AC is back on. I think. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Ready to turn my room into a freezer. In fact, hold on, let me boost the fan. Kinda hot in here. Alright. Well, that's good news. Today I also went out of my way to get a new HDMI cable for the Elgato. At least, not that my old one was broken, it's just the cable was too short and kind of outdated. So I thought I should get one that had like 4K support or any, just basically upper quality. Not that you're looking at 4K, no. In fact, no, because of the bit rate that my OBS can handle, or my laptop, yeah, it can only go up to 720, 60 frames, but you know what, that's fine. As long as you can see, that's fine. What's the point of 4K? I don't know. And I also had to buy, I thought of upgrading my Wi-Fi extender. My previous one was kind of meh. And yeah, it was such an easy way to set it up. I was afraid that I had to install an app because I know these days some piece of hardware requires an app so you can control it. Yeah, no, thank you. Because if you install an app, they're gonna ask you, okay, make a new account. Yeah, no. At least the instruction booklet was kind enough to give me a different method. Anyways, when another character in your squad is an anomaly or support, any squad member triggers disorder, Alice gains 30 blade. Triggers disorder.
어디 갔어요? 가마? 실력 발휘 좀 해볼까? 공연이
코드 148 당신은
출근인가요? 이번에는 드디어 왔네.
Sometimes it pays attention to look at the team bonuses that you get. When the icon, when the face is a smiley, then the buff passive thing benefit takes into effect, or at least when you have to like trigger it. But when it's just a straight green face, that means it's not happening. Your character is just normal, neutral, no bonuses. So what does Jane get? When another character in your squad is an anomaly or shares the same faction, Jane's physical anomaly build rate. Oh wait, hold on, she's physical. I'm not gonna cause a disorder with another physical.
출격 준비.
활동 준비.
Support or shares the same faction, basic attack increases by 60. Okay. I was thinking of something. All right, the Battlefield open beta is happening this weekend. Plus, and they're gonna do another one the week after. So yeah, I'm gonna install that. I think people can pre-install it now. But yes, in case you're wondering why there's already early bird footages, it's because EA was already handing out early codes. So technically speaking, people are already getting hands-on with Battlefield 6's beta. As jealous as I am, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I was like wondering how is there early footages? Is it a leak or whatever? But then it turns out one of the streamers I follow had like a thingamajig, the early access code. I was like, okay, influencers. Influencers benefits. I see how it is. I mean, but that's fine. Hey, at least it's an open beta and, it's going to be open to the public. Got my preloaded. Nice. I'm thinking of I'm going to play it on PlayStation because, yeah, obviously just for better performance. I don't know how it's going to run on Xbox Series S. But then again, I don't think I could expect the same for my PS5, because PS5 Pro exists. But nah, that's fine. And it's an open beta, so expect some bugs to happen, of course. And surprisingly, when I went to the games page, it's actually coming out this year in October, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I hope you're ready. I hope the game comes out with less bugs than the last game you pumped out, EA. DICE, or sorry, it's not DICE now, it's Battlefield Studios. Because nobody wants to experience the exact same issues that 2042 had. Spinning, twirly planes, tanks, people no-clipping through floors. Yeah, I guess this is what this open beta is there for. Yeah. Oi, ugly.
들어왔어요. 으이. 좋네요. 실례할게요. 범이 가는 대로. 야.
This thing's got some good ice resistance. Oh, never mind. No, it doesn't.
겁먹고 울지 말아세요. 공격을 계속합니다. 감히 앨리스를 건드려?
I was also doing some hard drive cleanup, deleting some games that I either don't play or I know that I'm not gonna play. Keep it in my back catalog until one day I come back to it. Give both my Xbox and PlayStation a little breather.
약점 투성이군요. 새로운 걸 시도해볼까요? 장난칠 시간이에요. 당연하죠. 물러가.
Stop moving for a bit. Whatchamacallit. So yeah, Battlefield's happening this weekend, and then there will be another one next weekend. So far, though, from what I've seen from those who got early access, so far there's not that many bugs, so that's already good news for starters. And yeah, it's what you expect. It's Battlefield game. The gunplay is really good. Sound effects, explosions happening. So yeah, I'm already getting excited, and I have never played a Battlefield game. I've only played, actually no, the only Battlefield game I kind of tried was, it was not even like a full game or anything. It was like an Xbox Live Arcade kind of thing. Battlefield 1940 something. But that time, I did not give it a chance. I only played one match and then just quit and went back to Call of Duty. Yeah, a time when my youth was very biased. I was like, who needs Battlefield when I have Call of Duty? So, I was like, didn't give it a chance. I couldn't even afford to even play Battlefield 3. I felt, at that point, I felt like, is it a good time to jump into it? Or is it already too late? And then, yeah, here I am, finally in 2025, a Battlefield game that I'm actually officially going to give it a chance. Like, fully. Meanwhile, I have officially, I already had ditched Call of Duty after realizing, you know, big brain moment. I'm playing the exact same game every year. Although, yes, you could say the same thing about Mario Party 4, 5, 6, 7 every year it came out. But at least it was fun. But Call of Duty? Yeah, no thank you. They milked the franchise. Oh, and speaking of Call of Duty, yeah, apparently Black Ops 7 reveal is happening August 14 something, or something like that. So, convenient time, eh? Right? Somewhere right between or before Battlefield beta. I think Activision is doing that on purpose just to get you all distracted and be like, hey, forget Battlefield. Check out Black Ops 7. Oh yeah? Are you going to follow that up with open beta too, Activision? Because you better. If you don't, then, well, you already killed the vibe at the end. Because that's what people want. People want hands-on experience. So that way we can give, you know, feedback. Give feedback, so the devs, after a beta, will take those feedbacks, take action, and be like, okay, we got the feedback from the players. Let's get back to work. Adjust this, adjust that, change this, add this, and you know, we have a deadline to meet. Anyways. speaking of taking action and feedback, so I'm sure you know a certain YouTuber named Asmongold, right? I swear, I only watch one video, and now my algorithm is just filled with nothing but Asmongold. Not that I take his videos seriously, but rather I just watch them like on the side, and you know, as I'm like playing games or sketching or whatever. Basically, him reacting to stuff, you know, serious stuff happening around the world. But one video clip that I recently saw from him was just basically how the gaming industry is currently working as of now. So by that, some context here. It's regarding about feedback. So you may have noticed that these days we haven't been getting a lot of great games. It feels like AAA studios, once in a full moon, they do pump out a really good game. Like Nintendo, they just released Donkey Kong Bonanza, and no, I haven't played it yet, but I've heard it's got a lot of great scores across the board. And then aside of Mario, the AAAs, you do get other rare gems like Expedition 33 and tons of indie games out there. In fact, speaking of which, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, I've got it. I don't know how. I just started reaching to the mid-peak point, and it's a blast. I love it. It's so fun that I've been like retrying the stages over and over to get a better rank, but I'm like constantly getting knockbacks, deaths, and I was like, "Yep, this is classic Ninja Gaiden. Stupid birds are still knocking me down." And then, heck, it even got me interested to try the Game Kitchen's previous game, the game that they made themselves, Blasphemous. Maybe down the road, I want to try Blasphemous, which is basically Dark Souls 2D Dark Souls, but in a good way. So yeah. Anyways, in terms of the topic of the video that Asmon was talking about, was that the gaming industry today, they're not taking feedback at all. If you want, and in fact, recently, Warner Brothers Games, they want to try again on DRM superhero video game. Like, Suicide Squad failed completely, and yet Warner Brothers Games wants to try it again. Even though the fans have made it clear to them that no, we don't want more of this. We want you to be better. And then, you know, companies like Warner Brothers will be like, okay, yeah, we took your feedback. But no. Saying that doesn't mean anything. So Asmon drew a simple diagram how things were back in the day. Feedback is made, feedback is sent to the developers, and then the final step is the devs take action based on those feedbacks to, you know, polish up the game. So what is it now? Right now it's feedback and then take action. Like, we're trying to send the feedback, and the devs are skipping the receiving part, receiving the feedback and just taking action. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. The game devs, they claim they are taking our feedback, but no, they're not. They're just taking action without learning any of their mistakes. And you already see that right now. Again, Warner Brothers, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna spend millions on another superhero DC game, whatever it may be, and you know, they're gonna do it again. What they did with Suicide Squad: DRM, online only, microtransactions, and paid battle passes. And you cannot play story mode unless you're connected to the internet. So, hey, if it failed the first time, let's do it again. Surely it'll work. No, it's not. because that's not what people want. We've already made that message clear, and yet Warner Brothers thinks we want more of that. Or they think they could try it again, spend another million, and get that million back. Or more.
아무것도 아니에요.
They are not. You wanted a good example of a company that actually does take feedback? Well, not 100% like clean. It's, I want to say Hoyoverse.
잠깐 쉴 거면 검의 상태를 확인해 봐도
Okay, well,
될까요?
maybe not them. I mean, they do take some feedbacks and they translate it towards, they do take action on Genshin. Except for the free compensation. Obviously, that's the kind of feedback that, no, they're not going to do that. But it's all about this optimizing the game to make things convenient for the players. Such as,
정리하고 싶은데.
like, now you can see artifact recommendations. What else? There's now more ways you can earn Primo Gems. That's something that people wanted. More endgame content.
잠깐 쉴 거면
The only thing that we're kind of missing for Genshin is a skip button, because I do know people do want that in their cutscenes. Like, skip the whole thing. They did do that for Honkai, finally, because Honkai has way too many dialogues. It's heavy dialogue and less combat, to say the least. But yeah, they finally added a skip button.
어디
And it's
거에
like,
있나?
oh,
아무리 좀
finally,
정리하고
thank you.
싶은데.
Can we get that for Genshin, maybe?
아무것도 아니에요.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll do that for the next update, but that is yet to be seen. But yeah, it's like I said from the beginning, it's now just like a rare occurrence for the gaming industry to actually listen
될까요?
to our feedback and take them seriously. Actually, you know what? I think the best example would be Sega. Yeah. I mean, look at Sega. Look how Sega is very close to interacting to their fan
어디
base.
없나? 앞머리 좀 정리하고 싶은데.
And heck, they understood
아무것도
that
아니에요.
the people who wrote the story for for some of the recent Sonic stories, like what's his name, Aaron Weber, and didn't they get like some of the people who wrote the Sonic comic series, Sonic IDW? They got them on board to make a Sonic storyline for the video game adaptations. And yeah, it worked because they listened to the fans. Then they understood. Yeah, the fans, most of them understand
어디 거울
Sonic.
없나? 앞머리 좀 정리하고
So let's get in the
싶은데.
experts to do them.
아무것도 아니에요.
Well, you know, not to the fullest, because you know Sega still wants it's Sonic Team's job to make the game at the end of the day. But they do they do need the advantages, like the cutting edge of the fan base, and understand what they want, what they deserve. So yeah, sure, I want my SpongeBob in a Sonic racing game. Why not? I mean, somebody must have asked for it.
어디 거울 없나?
But yeah,
앞머리 좀 정리하고 싶은데.
it's just
아무것도
sad.
아니에요.
These so-called AAAs, they're losing their touch. And you know what's even more sadder? Like I had like another moment talking to myself about this.
잠깐 쉴 거면
These
검의
rich,
상태를 확인해
so-called
봐도
rich
될까요?
people from the gaming industry, the higher-ups, they only care about money, which is pretty much obvious. But those people, once upon a time, there was a time before they even reached to that higher position. There was a time where they actually understood what consumers needed. That it was important to always think about the quality of the products. They took feedback to heart. Everybody starts from the bottom. They understood what needed to be done. If you think back on the early 2000s of games, what made those games good? Feedback, polish, time, and yeah, there was crunch. There even back then there was crunch, but quality and freedom of creative freedom was there. Money was still important, but they understood in order to get more profit, let's make sure our game is good. Let's make sure our product is up to snuff, that it reaches to millions of people. And yeah, what is it now today? Well, those very same people who climbed their way to the top, they have as they age, they practically have forgotten what made them money, how they even got there in the first place. So all they thought, maybe they got there because of money. So in order to make more money, DLC, microtransactions. And hell, Ubisoft recently said microtransactions enhances the fun level of video games. The audacity, the bullshittery, yeah, as if. That only works in gacha games, sure. But the problem with gacha games is you don't get anything back. You only get satisfaction. And heck, Asmund Gold even pointed this out, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought of this. It's not even rocket science. Casinos, okay, first of all, gambling, gacha, not good for the health. Let me just say that. I'm not encouraging people to gacha or gamble. Don't. Because did you know that majority of people who gamble end up, well, SDing themselves? Yeah, I know, it's true. But like I said, it shouldn't be rocket science here. But yeah, gambling at a casino, sure, when you spend something, maybe if you're lucky, you do get something back. But video games are different. You spend money, and the only thing you get back is satisfaction. But do you get money back? No, not at all. In fact, eventually it just all goes to waste when the game servers eventually shuts down. Just look what happened to multiverses. Imagine the amount of people who spend money on those battle passes. Are they getting their monies back? No. The server's gonna shut down and that's it. That's the end of the game, and all your time and money spent, gone, wasted. And that's something, and once again, who's the winners for doing that? The company, of course. Although I guess they're not really winners, because yeah, Warner Brothers took a huge $1 million gut punch loss for shutting down multiverses. But to be fair, that's totally on them. Ever since they merged Discovery or whatever, and they totally changed direction of where they wanted to send their budget to. Anyways, but yeah, that's something I just wanted to say out loud. And that being said, let me just say this right now, and I am going to do my best. From now, I am gonna try. Keyword try. In future streams, I'm gonna try talk about less about this kind of thing, because I know nobody wants to talk about. I know nobody wants to hear it. We just want to have fun. I would like to yap as much. Honestly, I do like to criticize companies like Ubisoft, but it's already been said and done. You know, echo chamber. I should not be in this echo chamber. I should be out of it and just talk about a game that's literally in front of me. Right? Isn't that pretty much what streaming is all about? Game streaming, I mean. So, I'm holding my right hand up. You can't see it, but I swear to you, I will do my best in future streams from here on out. Talk less about video game controversies and drama, and just focus on just this. Games that I'm streaming for fun. Although, that being said, just expect me to talk less, because usually when I play games, I'm like locked in. I don't say much. I'll only talk, like, you know, make short comments like, hey, I got a headshot, or, you know, that kind of remark. Or if there's a question in the chat, then yes, I will talk over that too, at least. I mean, not over that. I will talk through that. So yeah, pray that I I mean, I can't keep my promises. It's gonna be hard. Well, at least it's not as hard as quitting smoking, but hey, at least this one should not be too difficult. So yeah, let me just say that. Starting now. No more controversy talk. Or controversy drama talk. That's for other types of YouTubers out there. Let them do their job. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the Battlefield beta. And yeah, out of the 4 classes, I am gonna be the medic guy support. I will try to do my best to, well, revive, right? Isn't that generally what they do mostly? But not only that, apparently the medic class has like even some weaponry for anti-vehicles or something. Or no, that's engineer. But yeah. There was like something else also. What I should say to myself out loud here, and that is, even though I claim that I'm going to do my best to revive players, I have to tell myself as well to try not to get on the front lines. I mean, if you see me how I play in Marvel Rivals, you know, I can't help it. Like, as much as I like to help, I do help my teammates, but I get that nasty habit of, okay, I'm gonna go in the front lines and start getting kills because I'm bored here. No, I should not have that mentality. I mean, if it's fun healing and reviving, then oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing that very often. And at least that's gonna get me to do something. And yeah, I'm not gonna be in it for the kills. If I have to have support, like assist kills, that's fine. I'd rather have assist kills than actual kills. But then that would just make me a tryhard. Either way though. Revive! Or I think they even heal. I know in Battlefield 2042, there's like apparently a med gun or something. You can actually heal yourself or heal your teammates. I don't know how that's gonna work in Battlefield 6, but like I said, I'm hoping that the healing gameplay is fun. I love healing. I just wish Halo Infinite had something very efficient to that. That healing equipment is fun and all, but I wish you could carry more than 2. How does Alice's animations are? How does her animation go? Ugh, it's because I'm locked on it, aren't I? Maybe I should do this outside, like in the overworld, where there are no enemies, but I can at least freely attack. Holy shoot, it's already 3:30? Time is flying by when you're doing stuff. Anyways, let me... What's the button for... Here. I think I did all the newest area. Yeah. No, I did everything on the... Yeah, I did all of the hollow stuff. Kind of wonder if they patch the frame issues, because that was like one thing when they first initially released this new exploration. There would be like frame hiccups even during combat, which kind of disrupted the flow. It's not even like a massive open world, and yet somehow performance-wise, it's not that great.
원주려고요.
실험.
아, 귀여운. 명령에 따르 이번
보호대상.
타이틀즈 때문에 시험을 지켜봐 주시길.
How the... Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Genshin all of a sudden. Oh yeah, she definitely has that similar swordplay as Kaching. She even goes invisible, just like how Kaching quickly goes invisible. What's her heavy?
당신의 약점이 드러났네요.
네.
I think they honestly they should separate the button inputs for the specials. Cause since special attack without any meter has like a unique animation and input, but you can't do this when you have enough meter. So I think what they should do is add a new button prompt. Or, but then again, no, they pretty much occupied all of the buttons. Except this only applies when you're in the overworld. But when it's not the overworld, like you're in the VR training or grinding for materials, you don't have this button prompt.
달리 할 일이 없다면 저와 검술래.
Because here's the thing that I wish I could send feedback to Hoyoverse. So yeah, like I said, there are two output prompts for the special attack. You have one without meter, and then the other with meter. But what if you want to just use just the meterless one and just save the X special? It's just like fighting games. You can conserve your super meter or use your super meter for an X Haidoken or something. I would not be surprised if that was like actually a thing that they were considering during development. But if it's not, if they did not consider that, hey, Hoyoverse, try. Like, I'm not saying you can do it. If it's not possible, then that's fine. But if you can try to separate the normal special and the X special. Like, I swear, ever since the game came out, there were so many moments where I wish I could conserve the X specials. But here I am just button mashing just normals. It would have been nice to, do a regular special without doing a meter just to do this, But no, every time you have a meter, you have to and you want to do like a second button prompt attack, you have to use said meter. I don't think it's a good idea to swing a katana down to the ground. I mean, why do you think Virgil doesn't do it? Except now he has a new helm breaker. It's actually amazing how the other gacha game, Punishing Gray, they managed to collaborate with Capcom's Devil May Cry, and got Virgil to be a boss you can fight. And they had this really interesting cutscene between two katana users. It's only 5, right? Yeah, 5 hit. I like the blue on her blade. I always assume her katana initially looked longer than that. Excuse me, gentlemen.
좋아요. 맡겨주세요.
That umbrella cuts. She like leaves cut marks down there. Just like Oswald Cobblepot, her umbrella is a gun. Is that the full combo? Is that how it ends? Yeah.
생각지도 못했어.
Oh, there's a hold input? Huh. I didn't know that. Is it the same if I did like...
아깝네요.
The raccoon has a gun.
생각지도 못했어. 한 수 부탁드립니다.
Interesting.
기습이에요. 뭘 비열하군요. 느낌이 안 좋아요. 빨리 피하세요. 춤춰라. 목표 조준. 당신의 멋진 순간을 감춰버렸네요. 면. 당신의 약점을 드러냈네요.
Froggy went boom.
네.
Still remember to this day how this game came to be, or what it was initially. This game was gonna have a dedicated jump button actually, where you can perform air combos. Excuse me. Plus the filter tone in this game was dark, like very bluish gray. They were attempting to go for something I want to say similar to like Devil May Cry. But I guess after, you know, change of development, everybody's literally glued to the ground. No air combos, but you know what? That's fine. I mean, can you imagine trying to do that on a mobile phone? Oh wait, we have Devil May Cry on the mobile device. I forgot what it was called. It was like a really interesting Devil May Cry mobile game, but it honestly didn't really get that far. Just like with many of Capcom's other mobile games, aside of Monster Hunter. Somehow Monster Hunter is the only mobile game that doesn't get shut down. They even had a Sengoku Basara mobile game. It only lasted for a year, but they had a purpose of that game, and it was to, despite being a Japanese exclusive, that game existed for one reason and one reason only: to see if the fans wanted a new Sengoku Basara game. And you know what's weird? They were asking the West, you know, the continent, the region that didn't even get the mobile game. How does that make sense? I don't know. How are we supposed to enjoy a Sengoku Basara game on mobile device when you don't even localize it? Yet you still ask us the question. And then, yeah, like I said, 1 year later, they just shut it down. And typical Capcom fashion be like, thank you for your support for playing the game. Oh, you're not getting your money back. Well, that's like every other gacha game. Sorry, folks. Fire Emblem fans, you're getting it really bad by the time Fire Emblem Heroes shuts down one day. Oh, no, that's the real horror when the gacha game eventually shuts down. But something tells me Hoyoverse is not going to do that. They currently only have 4 games. In fact, yeah, don't forget, Honkai Impact 3rd is still getting updates. And that game's main story was already finished, yet it's like a new arc has begun or something. I thought they would have been done with it, but no, they're still going. They're never going to shut down that game. That game is literally the foundation of where they are now. With Genshin coming second, being, you know, the only Hoyoverse game that is open world. Something that the other 3 games out there will never have. And that's something that Genshin fans should be happy about at least. Genshin could never? Oh yeah? Well, at least Honkai and ZZZ are not open world. And yet here, this game, like I mentioned, right now, this overworld thing, it's not even a clean 60 FPS. The frames drop, there's hiccups. Yet Genshin, it's a massive open world. So massive that it's getting delisted off of PS4. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah. And yet Genshin runs pretty well. So yeah, Genshin could never. Huh, yeah, well ZZZ could never. Unless Hoyoverse wants to prove me wrong, they could actually optimize this game to run fine without any hiccups. Prove it to me then, Hoyoverse. I'm playing on PS5, regular PS5, not Pro. And think about all those people who have Xbox Series S. You know, yeah, S, not X. Think about those people. Can you optimize for those people as well? Get it to run at a clean 60 frames? Prove it to me. Prove me wrong. Like the many times in my life where I've been proven wrong. Is that a challenge? Kind of. If anybody wants to call it that. But yeah, yes, as I mentioned before, Hoyoverse has announced that Genshin on PS4 will no longer receive updates, and it's gonna get delisted soon. Reason? Because the hardware limitations. So that's all sad news and all, but that got me thinking, if it's due to hardware limitations, what does that mean for the Switch version then? I mean, okay, obviously, Switch 1, not happening. Switch 2, maybe? I mean, Switch 2 does run 4K, so does the PS5 and Xbox Series X. But hardware limitations is the reason why the PS4 version is going to get delisted soon. I understand that. I understand that point of view, that reasoning. But yeah, what about Nintendo fans? I mean, yeah. Have you seen how much gigabytes now Genshin is worth? Once upon a time, when it first came out, it was only 10 gigabytes. 10 gigabytes, and you got yourself more than 20 characters to play as. Only 2 regions. And yet, yeah, 10 gig. Now, we're at 130, baby. I think it's 130. Oh yeah, well, ZZZ started off as 50 gigs. 50! And it's not even an open world game. I think most of that memory must have costed them all that animation. The squishy animation that ZZZ is known for. And probably sound and physics and whatever engine that this game is running on. Wait, it's just a cardboard box. How's there scrapes like that? This makes sense because it's metal, but it's just cardboard. It'll be interesting to see one day Hoyoverse tackles on making a fighting game. They take all of their, most of the characters from the respective franchises, series they have made so far, turn it into a fighting game. Tag team? Oh, I assure you it could be tag team because all of their games involves teamwork. You have this, Genshin, Honkai Impact 3rd. While Star Rail is turn-based, but technically, yeah, it's still team-oriented. For party member RPGs, fantasy RPG. But just imagine the mirror matches between Honkai Impact 3rd Seal versus Honkai Star Rail Seal. Like, no, there's a character named Seal. And Bronia. Although there's many versions of Bronia. In fact, Honkai Star Rail has 2 versions. One is named Silver Wolf, and the other is just Bronia. One is a leader of a whole entire snow country, and the other is a gamer/hacker expert. But they have like no affiliations, no relation other than their appearance. Hoyoverse just practically just took 2 variations from their last game and put them in as separate entities. But Honkai fans know better. They know. It's the same character models, different names and all, that's it. It's like Dr. Mario and Smash Brothers. They're the same Marios, same exact moves, but different variations, gameplay-wise. One is an all-around fighter, the other is a heavy tank with the shittiest jump ever. Well, not as shitty as the Little Mac. Sorry, Little Mac. I really could not tell what Alice was. I mean, the ears are just so inwards. And you're telling me that's the ears of a rabbit? The tail was one thing, but I was still uncertain. Usually when I think of rabbit tails, I think of it just round puffball, a round fur ball. This is like a different style of a rabbit's tail if I've ever seen one. Looks like a type of flower bloom, actually. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, but those are not rabbit ears. Especially the color outline. I was like, honestly, I thought she was like some kind of like canine style based on those ears. And to be fair, I could not. There was no visibility on her tail when she was first teased, so you know I couldn't tell. There is a point where Miyabi can parry an enemy attack during her normal strings. Except I don't even know when that ever happens. When's the window? Where is the window is the bigger question. And once she parries, she does gain that one flame thingamajig over there below her heads-up display. Sometimes I gotta tell myself I can't just button mash my way and just dodge when I see danger coming. Like, I get way too hasty. So sometimes I tell myself, you know, man, you gotta treat this like it's a Astral Chain or a Platinum Games. Enemies are gonna come. You might as well stop attacking and, you know, when you see it coming, then you dodge. Don't you want your perfect dodges too? Unless the attack has the orange flash, so I can just, you know, do the thing. That thing.
승부는 슬슬 마무리해야겠군요. 다들 허점 투성이네요.
Oh, 2 disorders. One for doing that, and the other was normal, a normal kind of disorder where you have 2 elements clashing. Oh, that reminds me. Whatchamacallit? I went back to watch a very old movie that started off as like a web series, but now you can see the complete compile all in one. Halo Forward Unto Dawn, the live action movie that Paramount failed to even live up to. Now, to be fair, I will only criticize one thing about Forward Unto Dawn. They had too many slow motion moments. Like, I went back after watching, rewatching it normally, and then after that I was rewatching over and over to see details and whatnot. I started to notice, man, their action sequence has way too many slow-mos. So that's like only one thing I'll criticize. But everything else, yeah, that's pretty much what we wished the Halo TV series should have been. And at least that movie, they kept Chief's helmet on 24/7, or as soon as he got on screen. How is it that Paramount could not even do that? Oh, what? Because we have to credit the actor playing as him? Doesn't matter. There's a good reason why people love Master Chief. Don't take the helmet off ever. Only do it when, I don't know, when it's like the final grand finale or something. Why would you reveal his face to credit the actor? You can already do that. Just show him behind the scenes who's playing as Master Chief, and that's it. There you go. Confirmation. That's the actor. Okay, keep character. Stay in character. Never take off that helmet. At least that's my take. I imagine somebody at Paramount just thought of that. Like, nah, we should credit the actor. So take off the helmet. Anyways, that aside, my memory, I remember watching Forward Unto Dawn a long time ago, but during my rewatch, I had like no recollection of what it was about, or like where it takes place. But then, yeah, it all makes sense. It's it got me giddy. Like, oh, I see. It's a story about Lansky when he started off as a cadet. I think I think the story is supposed to be like 30 years before the Covenant War began, or this was initially where the Covenant War began. And they made some references, like how Lansky's older brother was stationed on Arcadia. And Arcadia, to my knowledge, was first mentioned in Halo Wars. So I was like, oh no, that's not good. Older brother is in Arcadia, and Arcadia, if I recall in Halo Wars 1, fell to the Covenant. That it fell because people had to evacuate. And it was that place is where the Spirit of Fire picked up 3 members of Red Team, Jerome, Douglas, and Alice. And yeah, they were lucky that they got hitchhiked, because Halo Wars 2 pretty much, you know, Captain Cutter was lucky to have 3 Spartans on board. Anyways, but that aside, I was like, oh, Arcadia, huh? Oh man, I hate to see. Like, I knew already ahead of time it's not gonna end well for him. And yeah, it turns out his older brother was a ODST. Respect the ODSTs. I love them. Anyways, yeah, seeing how Lasky had a bit of a tragic situation family-wise, and apparently he is allergic to, he has a health condition about cryosleep, like a nasty allergy to ice or something. So much so that when he gets on the field, he has like trouble breathing. So really bad situation for Lasky. It got to the point even where he had to be on medical leave. And that sucks. And it makes sense that, you know, you're not fit for military service if you have a health condition is as serious as that. And Lasky, yeah, part of him wanted it. Part of him, like, felt like he didn't belong there. But at the same time, he wants to live up to what his mother did. His mother also served the UNSC. And his older brother is ODST. So of course it makes sense. If you were in Lasky's shoes, you want to take part as well, right? You want to do your duty. But it's being stopped by health condition. And then, yeah, got to the exciting part where the Covenant finally dropped on the Academy. And you have to remember, sure, you can give credit to the Paramount series that, yeah, there was a lot of CGI of the Covenant. Whereas if you look at Forward Unto Dawn, they didn't really have the budget and technology to show so much of the Covenant. But for what it's worth, what they were able to see on screen through green screen and CGI, through restrained budget, yeah, you have to remember. At least they got, you know, the Hunter, 1 Elite, and some Jackals in the dark. Still, I didn't mind it. For, again, you gotta cut them some slack. That movie came out when CGI wasn't such a huge thing. Or unless you were a Hollywood, under a Hollywood budget, sure. Anyways, yeah, that part definitely got me excited. It was like, okay, here it is. The action sequence, they got the Covenant drop. They got, first the ODST was like the first sign. And then when they were like pointing out, if the UNSC drops ODSTs, that's not good. That means it's a serious case of invasion. And during that time, the only reason why the UNSC military was trying to recruit people was because of the insurrection, which is a reference to Halo Reach, where, if you remember, Noble Team was brought in to deal with terrorists, yeah. Basically, people stealing stuff. Yes, before the Covenant War, there was war between humans. Typical, just like today. So when I heard that, the insurrection, I was like, oh, so this academy was just built to combat like other evil people, other evil humans. So this was obviously before the Covenant War began. But there was a lot of foreshadowing beforehand, before the Covenant dropped, which was when the students, the other young cadets, one of them managed to hack one of the ODST's cam footage, and apparently from that footage, there was a lot of things that they tried to analyze, such as, one, there's the people within the insurrection, the terrorist was actually was helping the UNSC fight off an unknown entity. But Halo fans would recognize it right off the bat based on the firearms. Like literally, I heard plasma rifle sounds, plasma pistols, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's the foreshadowing. The Covenant are on other planets." And then in that same footage, they saw a completely different soldier, not an ODST, not a cadet, but a Spartan. But at the time, they didn't know what a Spartan was. They never seen one. And then when they looked back on the footage again, they saw the reflection on the Spartan's visor. There was somebody, an entity with an energy sword. And then, of course, Halo fans would recognize, oh, that's a Sangheili. That's an elite. And yeah, once again, foreshadowing the inevitable drop of the Covenant. So yeah, when the alarm went off, yeah, and ODSTs were dropping, the young cadets had to evacuate to the surface. Like, they had to use that orbital elevator. Like, if you remember in Halo 3 ODST, that long tube of rings or whatever, that if you remember in the game Halo 3 ODST, the tower eventually breaks. Yeah, that elevator. So it's a nice callback to the structure based referencing from Halo 3. Yeah, the cadets had to evacuate through that, but just as people were looking up at the elevator, sky was clearing up, and holy shit, there's 3 Corvettes. And then one of the Corvettes shut down the elevator, along with the people trying to go up. So I was like, dang. They didn't even bother glassing the academy, but rather they just shot a laser. Which is weird, because we never see the Corvettes ever shoot some typical laser beam. They usually glass cities from the Corvettes. But okay, I guess the Covenant wanted to observe what the academy was there, what they were hiding. Anyways, yeah, so then the academy was attacked, so many young cadets getting killed. And you have to remember, those cadets, they were probably young teenagers, probably as young as 18, I have to assume. And yeah, even some UNSC soldiers, basic Marines, and so-called veterans were all getting killed and shot at. Because you have to remember, this is the first time the UNSC has encountered, or most of them have encountered, the Covenant. But remember that cam footage I mentioned? It had Oni, the Oni logo, which meant that Oni knew the Covenant ahead of time. That's why they sent Spartans on various planets, including Reach. But of course, typical Oni, they didn't bother telling everybody about the Covenant. They kept it a secret. That's why they sent ODSTs to the academy before deploying Spartans. But, you know, if it would have been nice if Oni told everybody, planet to planet, oh yeah, there's an alien race out there causing genocide. We're sorry we didn't tell you, but okay, we lost 80% of young 18-year-olds to an alien species. There goes our future recruitments. But yeah, that's why people never, even the UNSC doesn't trust Oni. Oni is like the FBI or the CIA. They know everything, but they won't tell you until it's too late. Anyways, yeah, so a lot of at that point in the movie, halfway there, when the Covenant starts dropping, that's when the whole movie turns into a horror film. Young unarmed youngsters against an unknown enemy they have never seen in their life. And yeah, one by one had to die to one elite Sangheili. First time they ever witnessed a classmate get impaled by an energy sword. The other gets shot at by a plasma rifle. Finding out that the Sangheili can camouflage. All first time experience. And just when the main characters were getting cornered, comes in the hero that we all strive to be. Master Chief. And yeah, I know, I will say another thing. It just does seem weird at the time to hear Master Chief not be voiced by Steve Downes. But, you know, can you blame them? I mean, he didn't do a bad job. And it's funny how the movie, timeline-wise, it takes place before the Covenant War, and yet they're using the Halo. It's kind of like a mix of Halo Mark 6 armor with 4. He has the 117 logo. It should have been the Mark 5, but whatever. They got it. They got to promote. It was a promotion for Halo 4. You got to remember that. That's why the movie is titled as Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn. Since it's Tom Lasky's backstory. Anyways, so Master Chief comes in, badass moment. He kills a Sangheili with a back stab to the neck. Where does Chief keep that knife, anyways? And then yeah, Chief helps them break through the weapon arm cabinet, so the kids can get themselves armed and ready. And their job, and apparently, according to Chief, the young cadets are the last 4 people on the planet. Yeah, everybody planet-wise, everybody in the academy, the whole planet, dead. All they had was just 4 young cadets. And yeah, Chief, being able to find survivors, he tells the other Spartans to send in the Pelican for the drop zone. And one of those Spartans that he calls, makes a call, was Kelly. Now, I've read one of the books, the old books of Halo, I think it was First Strike. I barely remember much of the story, but I do recall a Spartan named Kelly. I think Kelly was one of the Spartans that fought alongside Chief on Reach. And since she's not mentioned in the games, I think it should be safe to assume she did not survive on Reach. Which is sad, considering that Chief does get off of Reach. But it's nice that the movie does bring Kelly. Just a shame that she doesn't get into action. But she does take off her helmet, which I'll get to later. So yeah, Chief and the young cadets have to reach there. But of course, it's not that easy. They had to go through a warthog escape. And on top of that, they're getting hounded down by lots and lots of jackals. And not a single grunt. I'm surprised they didn't have a single grunt. Usually grunts are, the first kinds of enemies you usually encounter. You listen to the audiobooks? No, sadly I don't listen to the audiobooks. Although part of me thinks that I should, because Halo Infinite story, I do know Halo Infinite's audiobooks, they could have, in 343, could have translated that into a video game. But no, if you want to know the multiplayer story and how that's going to translate to the future Halo games, yeah, you have to listen to the audiobook, not through DLC, which they could have done. Well, that's the criticism that I'm going to give them that. But yeah, would have been nice if they could turn that into a DLC instead of an audiobook. Anyways, so yeah, it's nice that Kelly gets mentioned in the movie. So yeah, escaping through a bunch of jackals, and yeah, like I said, no grunts. Where's the grunts? They're usually the first wave of enemies. Lots of jackals with long-range weapons, of course. The needle rifle and the plasma carbine, because yeah, those are the types of weapons that jackal marksmen are best known for. At least it wasn't a beam rifle. I mean, anybody knows Jackal's beam rifle in Halo 2 is the best combination to deal with on Legendary. Jackals are your worst nightmare. Anyways, the Warthog escape sequence, Chief and the other cadets gunned down Jackals. Even Chief suggested to the youngsters, yeah, use Burst Fighter, don't go full auto. Which is funny because that's what you're probably what you've been doing in Halo Infinite when it comes to Jackals. When you're using the assault rifle. Because yeah, if you spray the assault rifle, the bullets fly all over the place. Use Burst Fire. Burst Fire assault rifle since Halo Reach. Unfortunately, of course, every escape sequence does have casualties. One took a needle shot to the leg, ouch. While the other, I think her name was Tyler. Unfortunately, she took a nasty, deep, pierced shot of Jackal's needle. Not a needle rifle, I think it was just a regular needler. Unfortunately for her, yeah, Tom Lasky's love interest had to die. And it had to be so because Lasky, I didn't mention it, Lasky, despite joining the UNSC as a cadet Marine, he thought there could be other ways problems could be solved without violence. But all of the actions that happened since the Covenant dropped and seeing his love interest die in front of him, he starts to understand. This is war, and this is what the enemies will do to you if you hesitate. And you can't reason with evil people, let alone an alien species out to cause genocide for the sake of the Great Journey. As you already know, yeah, there is no Great Journey. It was a lie. Anyways, yeah, and yeah, Lasky reflects on himself. He's a soldier. This is the fate of a soldier. You're bound to lose other soldiers, your love interest, your best friends, you're a commanding officer. And then we get a sequence of Chief and Lasky taking on the Hunter. Well, more like Lasky using himself as bait. Which, yeah, he really did show that he does have potential to be part of the UNSC. And then, yeah, of course, the badass moment where Chief, no guns, he just rides on top of the Hunter, shoves the grenade right into those pile of worms, does an amazing backflip and a back roll, and Hunter goes boom! And Chief steps on the last Hunter worm. Because yeah, that's the life of a hunter. They're just a pile of worms. And it's just a shame that Halo Infinite and 5, they couldn't even bring a nice mechanic where you can ride on the hunter's back. No, the only way to do that is to play a mod version of Halo 3. I think there was a mod in Halo 3 where you can ride on the back of the hunter and yeah, do just that, shove the grenade inside of them. At least break their shells first, and then you can ride on their back and then shove it right inside. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a mod of that. Anyways, yeah, badass moment from good old Master Chief. And then after that, whatchamacallit, everybody makes it safely. Well, almost everyone. But yeah, everyone makes it to safety to the Pelican. And then, yeah, once again, you have to remember, they are the last cadets on the planet. Everybody else was dead. So you kind of like see the destruction that the Covenant had left behind on the planet, or the academy. And then yeah, during that sequence, as they take off, the Spartans take off their helmets. Only 2 of the 3, because Chief kept his helmet on. And then the shock expression that the cadets had was like, "Oh God, they're not robots, they're humans, but not just humans, but they're just as young as we are." That's why one of them like asked, you know, how old are they? But Kelly responds that it's classified. It's classified because if you know your Halo lore, the Spartans were all kidnapped children by Dr. Halsey, and Halsey started the Spartan program in order for them to become the soldiers, super soldiers that they are. And yeah, of course, yes, she has her reasons for kidnapping children to adapt them. Apparently, I heard from the grapevine that she got a not premonition. She was told by the Forerunners in her dreams to create superhumans. And so she did, kidnap children. And she even mentioned in Halo 4, I think she said it in Halo 4 during the opening, the reason why she uses children for the Spartan program is because children at a young age, they learn, they adapt. That's why Spartan 4s are the worst. They are Spartans that are adults that were recruited. They've already matured, but they haven't learned. They've already learned what little knowledge to be a super soldier. Whereas Spartan 2s and 3s, they gain the experience as children. So anyways, yeah, the Spartans are so young. And quite a shocking face that the cadets had, realizing, oh shit, really? Young teenagers like teenagers, youth people like us, and yet they're in big bulky suits and still able to pull that off. And then Chief gifts Lasky a grenade fragment, and praising Lasky for his bravery. And Lasky, we go back to the present where Lasky is still carries that grenade fragment. And yeah, I forgot to mention at the very beginning, before the flashback, the whole movie serves as a flashback, Lasky was listening to Cortana's distress signal, the same signal that Cortana has been sending in Halo 4 for like 4 years. And then yeah, that was the moment at the end of the film where you see the Infinity and the other cruisers slip space jump to save Chief. Except, as you already know, it was only the Infinity that found Chief. I don't know where they got all those other cruisers. I mean, unless those other cruisers like jump space to somewhere else. I don't know. Just a shame though that we know the fate of the Infinity. It was supposed to be the UNSC's mightiest ship, but it turns out it got totally destroyed by one tiny little ship that the Banish had. Crazy, I know. And yet the Banish couldn't even take out one small ship that was the Spirit of Fire. Although, to be fair, that's because Atriox learned his lesson. He learned from his mistake. Oh, we lost to one pitiful ship. We're not going to do the same with the Infinity. And as Estrium said, what, did it only took like 4 minutes? Or 3 hours or something to take down the Infinity? Dang. And it was supposed to be one of its kind. What a shame. Come on. The UNSC should have learned better. Especially after the Covenant War. They should have built a stronger ship. So yeah, it was a really good film. Really glorious, as I said. And Yeah, I wish that Paramount, you know, learned their dang lesson and took notes from that. How they missed their mark, I don't know.
당신의 약점이 보이네요. 공격을 계속합니다.
A true love letter to to Halo fans. And if you like another love letter to Halo, there is a animated movie you can watch. Not a full-length movie, it's like 25 minutes long. So I should call it a video. There is a 25-minute video called Remember. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. If you have, go check it out anyways, because it'll just be another reminder to you that a fan-made Halo animation film was able to outdo a 2-season live-action film. And it turns out you don't need $1 million budget to make a video game adaptation. Well, aside of Sonic. But, you know, as long as there's passion, love into it, that a movie that understands its audience, that's what matters at the end of the day. So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Again, it's called Halo. You can call it Halo Remember, but don't confuse that with the Halo Reach trailer. Like, I know there's a trailer for Halo Reach under that same title, but no, there's a fan film called Remember. It's a fan film where it takes place on Reach, where the story focuses on 5 Spartans that were doing their part defending Reach. But as you know the story, how it goes, if you played Halo Reach, you already know how it's going to end. But regardless, the film as a whole serves like, you know, a side story of you know, the many Spartans that fought and died on Reach. So yeah, go check it out. Anyways, what time is it? Almost 4:30, and I should call it a day. In fact, I am exhausted, and my battery is low. Oh, right, you can't do a selfie mode. Oh well. Anyways. Today is what? Wednesday? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. So let's see. Tomorrow, if I'm able to stream, maybe it'll be in the evening. If I have time. If I'm able to stream. What I want to stream, I'll have to think about that. What else? No, I think that's it. Alright, last minute shoutouts before I go. Anything on the cursed place called Twitter
앞머리 좀 정리하고 싶은데.
for any gaming news?
아무것도 아니에요.
Oh, excuse me.
잠깐
Also, I'm hungry.
쉴 거면 검의 상태를 확인해봐도 될까요? 어디 거울 없나?
All right. Well, if anything, what I should stream
아무것도 아니에요.
down the road this week is the Battlefield 6 open beta. Gotta remind myself to install that after this.
잠깐 쉴 거면 검의 상태를 확인해봐도 될까요?
Yes, we have a quick reminder of Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. It's still happening. It's a real thing, and it's coming out at the end of the month, August 28th. And I'm still a little flabbergasted in a good way
앞머리 좀
that,
정리하고
you know,
싶은데.
it's a thing.
아무것도
Konami?
아니에요.
Bringing back Metal Gear. Amazing. Well, it's just as amazing as
잠깐 쉴 거면
Um,
몸의 상태를 확인해
well,
봐도 될까요?
the fact that Team Bloober is remaking Silent Hill 1. The very first Silent Hill game that got me into the series. Oh, which, saying that out loud, oh man. I know Team Bloober did a superb job with Silent Hill 2. So that's why I hope they can still keep that fire going in them. That same level of passion, effort, commitment. I hope they do the same for Silent Hill 1.
잠깐 쉴 거면
Although I swear to God, I hope they don't chicken out on the Grey Children. Long story short, there was a silly controversy about, well, what do you think? They're called Grey Children in a game where you kill them. But hey, first of all, they're killing you, okay? They're small little children with
앞머리 좀 정리하고
no
싶은데.
face, and they hug and eat your leg, or they stab you with, I'm guessing, box cutter knives. I don't know. And what's funny is that in the European release, they censored it by replacing it with a stronger version of them.
봐도 될까요?
Well, like there's like another variation of the Grey Children with the same exact same animation, but they do more damage. And they originally are supposed to show up later in the game, but due to censorship in the European version, they would show up as soon as the school.
정리하고 싶은데.
So yeah, I hope they don't chicken out on that. Like, first of all, those children were already dead, and they're out to kill you. And, you know, the plot is to find your own daughter.
잠깐 쉴
Cheryl,
거면 검의 상태를
What do
확인해
you
봐도
want them?
될까요?
What do you want him to do? Get the children to stab him? Not find the daughter? Is that what you want? Anyways, so yeah, like I said, I hope they do some good justice, fan
앞머리 좀
service to the
정리하고
game.
싶은데.
Well, even if not, you know, maybe if they make a work around that, and you know, as long as it's fun and you know makes sense. If the censorship has to make sense, then sure, that's fine. I'll let it pass.
잠깐 쉴
But
거면 검의
I'm
상태를
still hoping
확인해
that
봐도
they-
될까요?
I'm hoping that they keep it close to the source material.
어디 거울 없나? 앞머리 좀 정리하고 싶은데. 아무것도 아니에요.
Anyways. Anything else?
잠깐 쉴 거면 검의 상태를 확인해 봐도
No, I
될까요?
think that is that. Yeah, okay, that's it. There's nothing else I see on my feed. So yeah, once again, if I'm able to stream tomorrow, it'll most likely be in the evening.
어디
But down the road, at least when the open beta starts, I will try to stream as soon as I can when time allows me to do. For Battlefield 6, I mean Battlefield 6 open beta. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to trying out officially my first ever Battlefield game. And right now, my only high expectation is that I see nothing but chaos. Destructible environments, explosions, planes flying, tanks rolling, and people screaming their heads off. Yeah. All of that. Alright, so with that, I will then see you guys in the next stream. You folks have a good day and a good night. See you, folks.